What's up, guys, and welcome to the weekly Q&A. Our first question comes from Alex Brennan, who asks if the galaxy knew how the Emperor died. Did they just think he died in the explosion, or did they know about Vader's redemption?
I would expect that was probably like a kind of hazy thing to most of the galaxy. Rey seemed to know about Vader's redemption in The Last Jedi. She said that it was Luke who redeemed Darth Vader. And I would guess that along with that, she knew Vader killed the Emperor, but up until a few days before that, she thought Luke Skywalker was a myth.
Yeah.
So I'm expecting that, people knew Luke was a real person, and so maybe that just became part of his legend, where they're like, I hear that he redeemed Vader, and then Vader killed the Emperor, and I think maybe people don't really know what happened except for Luke and Leia and a handful of others.
Yeah, from some of the books that we've read and are currently reading, and Alphabet Squadron specifically, I'm thinking like they thought he died in the explosion, especially the former Imperials and people who didn't really have one opinion on each side. I think they just thought he died in the explosion.
I'm sure the Imperials for sure would be like, if they knew that Darth Vader killed the Emperor, they would want to keep that on the DL. Mm-hmm. I don't think that would be information they wanted spreading around.
Sure. Jack Kennedy wants to know what Legends characters we would like to see move to new eras of Star Wars like Thrawn.
I feel like just about any of them could, or like the big ones I'm thinking of. Some are probably done and gone, like Jaina and Jason and Anakin.
Yeah, those are kind of the ones that, from where the story is at this point, there's no way you can fit someone like them into the storyline.
Right. Mara Jade, I could see happening. Even like Darth Revan, I don't think he has to be 4,000 years before the events of the films. They could move that around. Darth Bane, I think he's a canon character, but in George Lucas's own outlines, Darth Bane existed and started the rule of 2 1,000 years before the Phantom Menace. So I think that one's pretty locked in. I don't know. I feel like Mara Jade or maybe even Starkiller could be moved around, but like Starkiller couldn't be Vader's apprentice at that point. It would have to be adapted heavily.
Right. Maybe, I don't know, like Darth Zana. I want to see more like dark side female Sith.
Yeah, that'd be interesting. Like, she could come back and doesn't necessarily have to be Bane's apprentice. She could be just a Sith lady from before Bane, or
just a Sith lady.
Yeah. I wouldn't mind if they kept her as Bane's apprentice. I liked her character. I like everything about his trilogy, so I'd be fine if they just adapted it.
If I had to pick like a really random character, I'd say Prince Shizor.
Save that thought. We're going to talk about that later.
Okay. Speaking of Mara Jade, James McBride asks if Mara Jade could ever appear in canon.
So, while I do think that she could be moved around in the timeline and adapted, I would kind of be surprised if they did, only because, like we recently found out on the Resistance broadcast, they interviewed someone that wrote back in the Legends days, and they found out that George Lucas didn't really like the character of Mara Jade because, in his mind, Jedi didn't get married. And so I think that was more the aspect that he wasn't crazy about. But yeah, I think that because of that, maybe bringing her in is unlikely.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, I really like the idea of having a female character be someone like the Emperor's Hand and then kind of swapping sides. I think that's an interesting story. I just don't know how it would work with no Emperor.
Yeah, it would have to be a different, like it'd just have to be moved to a different era, I guess. And then Thrawn has worked because they moved his introduction in canon to a different point in time, but really it still all kind of fits.
Yeah. I mean, there's still planets in the universe that have not been discovered yet. And I don't know, there could be a species like the Yuuzhan Vong or something like that could come into the story at any given point, and there could be a female Force-sensitive Jedi with them that's kind of like on their side and kind of a bad guy character, and then she could flip sides and join the Resistance or something.
I don't really see the Yuuzhan Vong siding with a...
No, like just if there were a Mara Jade type character with them.
Right. Just like a bad guy that switches sides.
Yeah.
That'd be interesting if she eventually married Luke and looked like a Yuuzhan Vong, all ghoulish and stuff.
Or better, I guess, would be maybe the Chiss.
Yeah, that'd be interesting. So it's like all of these ideas, though, it just kind of gets further and further away from Mara Jade. And
yeah.
I just don't think that, like Thrawn was moved, but the core of his character, who he is, has remained the same. And I don't think we could do that with Mara Jade.
Yeah, Thrawn was able to fit into the Rebels storyline really easily. And I don't know. I feel like everybody who wants Mara Jade to be put back into canon, I don't think they would be happy with any way that would happen.
I agree. Yeah, I think that especially with the Inquisitors and stuff like that kind of taking the role of the Emperor's hand,
mm-hmm.
I just don't see her fitting into the story the way that she used to fit. And then at that point, it's like, why even call her Mara?
Right. Alden Diaz wants to know why Yoda never got Kanan, Ezra, and ObiWan together all at the same time.
Yeah,
just
so...
have them over for dinner. Root leaf soup. All around.
For everyone, and they all hate it. So yeah, Yoda, at one point or another, talked to all of them. Obi-Wan obviously met Ezra, but Obi-Wan never met up with Kanan. Yeah, they would have made a good team, obviously, but I think Yoda knew that they all had separate destinies.
Mm-hmm.
Obi-Wan had to stay on Tatooine and watch after Luke, and he knew that Ezra and Kanan, maybe he didn't know what their destiny was, but like they were on this path to liberate Lothal, to save Ezra's homeworld. And I think that Yoda was like, I'm just going to let them all do their thing.
Yeah, they were all pretty busy at the time. Oh, you could argue whether or not Obi-Wan was
Obi-Wan
busy.
didn't seem all that busy, but his job was important.
Yeah, I feel like he just didn't want them to meet in case that would completely screw up what they were all trying to accomplish.
Right. I don't think that any of their missions needed to be sidelined. Obi-Wan's is obviously super important. I don't know that Ezra and Kanan would have done much help on Tatooine, just also sitting and watching. And so Obi-Wan can't leave Tatooine to help them. So yeah, I think just let them all do their thing.
Yeah. Snickperdoodle asks if we'd recommend doing Secrets of the Empire before Vader Immortal. How connected are the two stories?
They're honestly not all that connected. You can do either of them. Technically, Vader Immortal takes place days after Secrets of the Empire. But
I didn't think they were that connected at all.
Yeah, there's no... Not yet. There are 2 more episodes,
yeah.
So who knows? The most connection and then there's a little connection where like Vader is collecting things.
Yeah.
That kind of carries over from Secrets of the Empire into Vader Immortal, but it's not like you're going to get thrown into Vader Immortal and be like, what's going on? No. Like, no, you're fine to just play it.
Yeah, especially since there's only so many places you can do Secrets of the Empire.
Yeah. That's it for patron questions. If you're a patron and you didn't see your question answered here, just head over to Patreon where we left you a written response. If you're not a patron, you can learn more by following the link in the description. Just $1 a month will get you access to extra Star Wars Explained content like audio commentaries for the films, and we're doing commentaries for all of the Clone Wars chronologically. And this week's episode is Weapons Factory, so that's available right now if you're interested.
On to YouTube questions. The Bleaker asks if we think Snoke's Age of Resistance comic issue will give us any of his backstory.
Funnily enough, today they started talking about those issues on StarWars.com, and they said that it's going to be about his, I guess, early days training Kylo Ren. So I honestly wouldn't expect a whole lot of backstory for Snoke.
Yeah, maybe a little bit, like you said, training his first time, maybe meeting and training Kylo, but I don't think we're going to get an origin story.
No. Like, these Age of comics, a lot of people kind of went into them expecting like, oh, Grievous, it's going to be about his origin. They're not really about that. They're all about the character, what makes them tick, little stories about them and what makes them who they are, not so much their origins.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't think they're saving Snoke's backstory for a one-off comic.
Right.
It's probably going to be a much bigger deal.
Yeah. Hey, what do you know? Keith Davidson wants to know if Prince Shizor could appear in The Mandalorian.
So, yeah, I think that would be a pretty good character to bring back from Star Wars Legends and stick into a slightly different era.
Yeah.
It's not too far off of his original timeline.
Yeah, and everybody's always clamoring for more, alien species characters. I dig it.
And we know that The Mandalorian is going to get into underworldy stuff. We're going to probably talk about criminal syndicates. Black Sun is one of them. We already know that they are run by Faline because of the Clone Wars.
Mm-hmm.
I say, yeah, I think that would be cool.
Yeah.
Just a guy, like, he doesn't have to be exactly like he was, just a Faline named Shizor.
No, he has to look like the Dragon Ball Z character that
Oh, yeah, obviously.
he looks like.
Yeah. He'd still be Piccolo minus the antenna and a really cool ponytail.
Yeah.
I wonder if they'll keep his pheromones. Like, he can use his pheromones to attract people to him.
Interesting. Joe the Hobo asks when we think we'll see the first Mandalorian trailer. Probably not anytime soon. When does it come out?
November 12th or 15th. I keep getting the Fallen Order and Mandalorian dates mixed up. I know it's the same week, so that'll be fun.
Yeah.
I would guess August 23rd, so about 2 months.
That's D23?
D23, yeah. And I think they said that they would be talking about the Mandalorian there, and I think that's probably when we're going to see the official trailer. Maybe they'll release the footage that they showed at Celebration. Yeah, that's my best guess.
D23 is all Disney stuff, so they're going to be talking a lot about Disney Plus, really, really plugging that. So that's a good guess.
Yeah, about 3 months, 2.5 months away from its release. I think that's enough time for a marketing push to begin, I guess. I don't know.
Brandon Lambert wants to know which Star Wars creature we'd like to have as a pet.
I guess a porg. That's what...
Really?
Oh, no. You had a reaction to that.
They have sharp teeth and they like to bite.
Well, if you're nice to them. I mean, Pippin likes to do the same things. Our own cat.
That's true. I don't know. I was going to say a loth cat or a tuca.
Yeah, a loth cat or a tuca. I mean, those would... Yeah, I guess that makes more sense since we already have 2 cats. Like, let's get another one in here.
I feel like porgs are a bit more mischievous than even our cat.
Maybe. I don't know. They seem like fun.
Yeah.
They won Chewie over.
Kovu the Lion asks how we feel about Indiana Jones and the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull.
It's time for our monthly Indiana Jones question that I throw in every once in a while. But he's specifically asking if we feel about it like the same way we do feel about the prequels.
Oh.
Which, honestly, I would say yes, because, like, I like it. I honestly do. There are definitely parts that I think are totally stupid.
Yeah.
But overall, I remember sitting in the theater for the first time and being like, I'm having fun. This is a good chase. Like, the jungle chase, I like it.
I think I only saw it once, maybe twice, and it's been so long that I can't really remember, but I don't think I was a fan.
Well, see, it's definitely, like, if you compare it to my top Indiana Jones movies, Indiana Jones is a weird franchise for me because I love Indiana Jones so much. I really only love 2 of his movies. I love Raiders, and I love The Last Crusade. Temple of Doom has some cool stuff in it, but it's not, like, what I'm here for. And Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, I would say, is more in line with Raiders and Crusade, but again, it's got some just dumb stuff where I'm like, all right, but I didn't hate it. I'll say that.
I guess I got the same feeling, kind of how I felt about Han Solo in The Force Awakens. Harrison Ford probably doesn't want to be doing it.
No, he loves Indiana Jones.
He doesn't feel the same way, like...
I don't know what, like,
kill me, or I'm not going to do this.
He has felt that was the best way Han could serve the story.
Mm-hmm.
So he's been pushing for that since, like, Empire. Indiana Jones, I don't know why, but he loves that character, and he's like, I'll come back every time until I'm dead. It's like, so,
well.
Yeah, he's coming back for 5. He's going to do it until it's Indiana Jones and the Amazing Wheelchair Racer.
I was about to say, Indiana Jones and the senile... What was this about?
Indiana Jones and the Great Escape from the old folks' home.
Oh.
That's all the time we have for questions today. If you want to leave a question for next week's video, just put them in the comments below or sign up for Patreon to join our weekly Q&A discussion. If you haven't already, please like this video, subscribe to the channel.
Follow us on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook.
And as always, thanks for watching, and may the Force be with you.